Go Away, Big Green Monster by Ed Emberley. Big green monster has two big yellow eyes. A long greenish nose. A big red mouth with sharp white teeth. Two little squiggly ears. Scraggly purple hair. And a big scary green face. But you don't scare me, so go away, scraggly purple hair. Go away, two little squiggly ears. Go away, long bluish green nose. Go away, big green face. Go away, big red mouth. Go away, sharp white teeth. Go away, two big yellow eyes. Go away, big green monster. And don't come back until I say so. And there we go. So we're going to make our own big green monster. So I'm starting with a black piece of paper so that we can see all of our colors on there nice. So find a black piece of construction paper. And then if we refer back to our book and we find our monster's face when he's all together, these are all of his parts. So we're going to go through and we're going to add each piece. So we're going to start with his big green face. So we need to cut out our shape, and he's kind of got a little bit of a dimple down in the bottom of his chin. So you can make him a tall face or a wide face, whatever you prefer. So I'm going to cut out my general shape that I want. So there's the general shape, and then if we refer back to our book, when you're doing that, he's got a bit of a dimple down at the bottom of his face, and he's got a bit of a dimple at the top. So I'm going to go in with my scissors and just add a little bit of a dimple on his face there. And I'm going to add a dimple on his chin at the bottom. And I'm going to put that on my paper. So since I made his face a little bit taller, I'm going to turn my paper the tall way. And I'm going to put it on my paper. So that's what we're starting with. So if we go back to the front of our book, the first thing that we talked about was his big yellow eyes. So I'm going to use a piece of yellow construction paper, and we really just need to take the corner of our paper to cut out his eyes. So an easy way to make two circles the same is to take a piece of paper and fold it in half, and then you just cut out one circle over top of the other. And then when you take them apart, you have two eyes. So that's going to be the first. So yellow eyes. On the next page of our book, he has a long bluish green nose. So we had some blue paper. So I'm going to use my blue paper to make a long blue nose. So again, just start with a scrap of paper and just use your scissors to freehand cut his nose. You don't have to worry about exact shapes because this is your monster. So then we're going to add that, and if you look in the book, his nose is way up by his eyes. So we're going to add that. On the next page, it's a big red mouth with sharp white teeth. So his mouth sort of curves down, like our mouth here. So again, I just freehand cut that shape of a mouth. Kind of looks a little bit like a hot dog bun, something like that. I'm just using my scissors to just generally cut that shape. So I'm going to add that. And then he has his big white sharp teeth. So those are really just big long triangles. So I'm going to cut a piece of paper out of my large strip, and I'm just going to cut some long triangles. And I know that these triangles are a little bit too long for my mouth that I cut, so I'm going to trim the ends of them off so they're a little bit shorter before I glue them on. So everybody's monster is going to look a little bit different depending on their cutting and depending on all the shapes that they have. The way in your mind that you see the monster. There's his big white teeth. Now inside his eyes he has his little pupils, so I'm just going to use my marker to give him the pupils for his eyes. So on the next page, he's got two little squiggly ears. So I used my blue for that as well. And you can make them whatever shape you want, whatever you think squiggly ears look like. So I just kind of cut two funny shaped triangles and added them onto the side of his head. So you can make your squiggly ears however you think they will be. And then getting to the middle of the book, he has scraggly purple hair. So for the scraggly purple hair, I just cut some strips of purple. And then I'm going to take each of those strips and I'm just going to fold it, do a sort of an accordion fold to make it look like his scraggly hair. So I'm going to do that a couple of times to give him some hair. So I'm going to add that onto the top of his head. So, as you can see, when I lift my picture up here, my monster the second time around looks a lot different than my monster the first time around. All depends on how you cut and what you imagine for your monster. So there's his scraggly hair. So that's what the book looks like. This is what my first picture looked like. And this is what my last big green monster looks like.